more time together. I have been with my wife for 9 years, 8 of it married. We got married young, both of us had just turned 21, and she got pregnant 10 days after we became married. I have done many things wrong being a stay-at-home dad. I didn't do my fair share of chores for a good bit of the marriage, or I would give up on doing them because she wouldn't pick up after herself. 3 years ago, she started to disconnect. I knew she was unhappy and I knew it was me, but I couldn't get any feedback on what to change. She told me a few items and I made an honest effort to work and change on them. We had happy times still in those 3 years. I have pictures showing an honest smile and look of love in her eyes. But slowly but surely, we started having more and more fights. Her word, not mine. I was just trying to talk with her. They stayed civil enough, though, as tends to happen. Both sides have said hurtful things, and, in that end, I have been the greater problem without question. 5 months ago, I discovered she had at the very least an emotional affair. She says nothing physical happened, but she won't even own up to the fact that yes, she was letting another man romance her. We decided to work things out and things started to get better. We currently reside overseas and only one cell has long distance, so we occasionally swap phones. A few months ago I noticed when texting her to ask her a question, said guy's name was in the recently texted list. Shortly thereafter, on a day she didn't text me at all, there was a sudden deleted text. Her text inbox uses to always be full, so it was easy to notice, and not something I was looking for, but I saw and noticed nonetheless. She told me she didn't know how it happened. She has since been very protective over the long-distance phone, wanting me to express when I want it before giving it to me. About 2 weeks back I noticed a new name on the recently texted list. Some cat named Bruce Wayne. Yeah, that's right, my wife is now texting Batman. I looked through the phone book and sure enough the other guy is suddenly gone, and now we have Bruce Wayne, whose number strikes a bell. She of course denies everything. 2 Sundays ago, after a day out with her female friend, she tells me she wants a divorce, that she no longer loves me, that for 3 years she has been unhappy and scared to tell me. I asked her to consider a trial separation or marriage counseling, and she will have none of it. So now I am soon to be divorced. I have 2 kids with her, which as it stands, I am supposed to be getting full custody of until we can discuss it at a later time. My in-laws plan to help me get settled and possibly watch over my wee ones while I go through the law enforcement academy in Florida. Wife and I are still friendly and cordial to each other, and there is still a spark when she forgets she is supposed to be not in love with me. So here are my questions. 1. Yesterday she told me she didn't want to go for trial separation. I want to fight for the phone records for not closure, but my own mental well-being. I could handle if she had an affair on some levels, but I know if I don't find out I will become resentful and inadvertently poison my children's minds. Should I pursue this course, and should I trust her to get the records on her own, or should I go with her? Do it through legal action. 2. If she did have an affair, how do I handle my in-laws? Because part of me, not to be mean, wants to let everyone know. If it is something that caused her to leave me, should I tell the people that might show their disapproval at such action and get her to reconsider her marriage to me and fixing it? I really don't want to lose my in-laws as family and am worried said course might do just that, but at the same time, well, yeah. Like I said, I realize there are other things that need fixing, but if there wasn't an affair, I truly think us getting some time apart can fix everything if she would just soften her heart. No contact doesn't work for me because I will be damned if she abandons her 2 children along with me. I don't own the affair, just the reasons she felt like it was okay to have one. It's on her for having done it, and I have confronted her on it multiple times. I made the decision that if she wanted atrial separation, I could live with it. If she wanted divorce, I needed to know. I didn't tell her while she was thinking of the trial separation because I was not trying to force her to save the marriage. Even if I found out she did, I would still take her back as long as she agreed to work on us, truly work on us, not lip service. I have just lost all faith and trust in this particular issue because right now it feels like the past 5 months were all a lie. I mean honestly, with what I have described, and that was vaguely does anyone else draw up he was just a friend conclusion. I want to fight for my marriage, affair or not. She is the woman I love. She is also the mother of my children, makes me a better man when she isn't acting all crazy wife on me, and a million other things. At the bottom of the list is I came from a broken family and don't want that for my children. She is just unwilling to consider anything but a straight divorce. Has already timed when she will start dating again, etc. I know I can't force her to stay and am aware I need to basically do the 180 as much as possible and allow her to miss me. Granted, being a military family and overseas makes it a little harder. I just wish she would hold on the paperwork until she gets back to the States. I do want to go back now, as it will make pulling the 180 a lot better. I can't get everything in order from over here. On a side note, like most young couples, we have a large amount of debt, caused primarily through her spending and me not putting my foot down. Though she says I am too controlling of the money, I really haven't been controlling enough. And even if she still wants to divorce me, I would like for the 2 of us to clear all our debts and walk away financially clean. Yeah, that last part is the part that keeps kicking me in the gut. Like I said, no, she hasn't been happy for some time and have been trying, but it all feels like a fog. I don't think she wants anything serious with OM, could be wrong there, but definitely think there is more to OM than what she will admit. It's the confronting her parents part now. As it is when I leave here, I had been planning to stay with them till I am on my feet, as I have been a stay-at-home dad for 7 years now and am currently in a foreign country. I have no means and am really starting from scratch. On the affair, I think it's just her way of enabling her heart to be hardened. Hard proof should be coming up soon, though I probably won't put it up here, will let you all know. Well, as hard of proof as I can get without stalking and getting a picture of her pants around her ankles. I also know you are supposed to expose it to the workplace, but her being military, I don't want her to get into legal trouble. We are living in Japan, so getting the phone records is a pain. She is no longer fighting me about it though, and we are going out in town to talk to a better phone company branch to get said records. Not her alone, not her with a friend, but me with her tagging along. I finally took step 1 of Affair Care's advice. Before, I always tried to talk to her about it. This time, I set the boundary and let her know there are consequences if she doesn't follow them. I also up and told her I am tired of being disrespected. She may be divorcing me, but for the time being she is still married to me. And regardless I am the father of her children, I will be respected and not walked all over. She kept saying how I looked like I was in a bad mood all night, when the truth was, I felt great. I just had this resolved, not going to cater to you look on my face all night, and went about doing my things. Thanks to all you wonderful people, and including her for telling me to listen to her dad. I am done chasing. I am done being the emotional luggage carrier. I am done saying sorry because she crossed one of my boundaries. She left her boots this morning at home and was wearing one of her girlfriends at work called me at 6:30 am asking me to bring them. Having slept like pig for the past 2 weeks, told her I am sleeping and will bring them when I wake up, then promptly hung up the phone. And yes, she did fall in love with some of my nice guy aspects, but I used to also be more of an alpha as well. Funny you think you are becoming a better man and doing what they want you to do, improving on the areas they complain the most about, and what you are really doing is pushing them farther away. And not to be vindictive, but I am kind of looking towards our first fight where she busts into the whole tears routine and I don't come find her and tell her I am sorry. Also, last night she snuggled up to me in bed. Yes, we are still sharing the same bed. Part of the whole living overseas, and she is not moving out of the house part. Not her choice, mine. My boundary I set up. She is still my wife and she still have 2 children living under this roof who are not going to see their mother for a long time, whether we end up saving our marriage or not. I also, as people have suggested in this thread, need to once again start respecting myself. Being a stay-at-home dad has ruined all my self-respect. I have not been happy as one. I love my kids, cherish the extra time I got to spend with them, but I literally felt my testosterone draining away. Hell, how many guys do you know can say they have seen every episode of Charmed out of boredom, mind you, but still? And I refuse to leave my bed. She wants to sleep it in, fine. She ends up cuddling with me, but one day at a time, right? Should I give her a timeline on the whole open arms back? I was thinking of letting her know, not discussing but sharing, that when she finishes her tour and gets back stateside, that's when the clock stops, metaphorically speaking. I don't think I will ever really move on, and not going to subject someone else to the emotional baggage I am now carrying, but I also can't put my life on hold for her forever, always waiting for the day she comes home. And I don't care if she hides it more, like everyone here has been saying either. First, I can't control her. Secondly, I have to think of myself, my emotional stability, and my children's well-being, and either A, she is divorcing me already, so what does it matter, B, she starts to truly realize the consequence of her actions. Funny how me doing something for me and not caving about signing papers before I have those phone records is suddenly me stalling and bullying her, though. She just can't wrap her head around the idea that it has nothing to do with her, it has to do with me. I am done pushing, I am done chasing, I done being the only one trying. Message to father-in-law sent. I did my best to make sure it was not accusing or anything. Just told him the details of what has been going on and some key events in the past, such as me unknowingly having an emotional affair with the person she was exploring herself with, up to her present emotional and quite probably physical affair. No message back from him yet. I told him it was not an attempt to drag him in the middle, I just needed him to know and understand in case things get nasty over me needing the phone records that I have no intention, want or need for things to get nasty, but this is why I need them. Emotional stability and health for myself as well as my kids. And why I won't sign anything till I have that closure. I really want to see what lies she has prepared for the new me. I am also curious if her father will accept and understand what I am saying, and furthermore confront her and make her feel even more shame for what she has done. No, I don't want to be vindictive, I just want her to reap what she sowed. No more eating of cake on my emotional tab. She is gone for the weekend camping at a bike show. Enabler even showed up to pick her up. When she told me, I took it in stride. Told her the way she approached me about it was disrespectful. I almost initially blew up. Upon getting to the house, told her how she disrespected me and I didn't appreciate it, nor will I stand for it. Her original line was, "Enabler asked me to go to the bike festival this weekend," and I said yes. I instantly recognized it as one of her classic no-win situations. She has already agreed to go out. She made these plans before ever talking to me. If I say no, I was planning on doing this, I am controlling her. If I act all happy and say yes, then I am a doormat nice guy. So, I took the middle road, told her I can't control you, you're going to do what you do, but how you handled this was disrespectful to me. Other updates: had planned to go to the Cherry Blossom Festival today as a family unit. Apparently, W had different ideas and decided to go camping with the girls all weekends. Yes, I know, doesn't bother me anymore though. As already said, talked to father-in-law this morning, was a good chat and no longer have any worries on that front. Was a nice day, decided to take the kids to the Cherry Blossom Festival anyways. After all, it's not their fault and they were expecting to go. Was a good time, had some ice cream. Well, they did. 4-year-old made herself an absolute mess. Rode a little old school Japanese style gondola on the river, kids liked it. All in all, I think I needed today. It showed me what the future holds without the W. Quite honestly, it wasn't that bad. She hasn't been in it for years and I have been a single father who happened to be married. Today gave me the confidence to know that I can do it all, that I don't need her. Were some hard moments, I admit, mainly only when the kids would bring her up and I had to do my best to put on the smile. Quite honestly, lie through my teeth. I still love my W, I still want reconciliation, but at the same time, what am I doing with a woman who is about to not see her kids for over a year and is not taking every available moment to spend with them? I mean, seriously, I know the fog is bad, but this is just inexcusable. My children do not deserve to be punished for the choices she is making in her life. I think she might go cut all strings route. This just made me feel like she could give a duck less about her children. Glad she isn't going to fight me for custody. They deserve better. When she got back from her trip, made her sit down and listen to me. First, I told her I no longer care about the phone's records, which is true. She has already proven I can't trust her on that, and either it's true or not, but it does not negate her lies even if I am wrong. That set her off guard for the rest of the talk. Then went to tell her that I will no longer be disrespected. If she wanted to stay in this house and spend these last few months in the house with her kids, then she will accept the fact that until that divorce is finalized, she will respect me. If I catch her talking to she is out of the house. If she continues to try to play these little mind games with me, she is out of the house. I told her I won't fight the divorce, but if she wants to stay in the house, she needs to keep her heart open. She needs to quit bad-mouthing me and bringing up how I did everything wrong. I told her that the kids feel abandoned by their mother, that it has nothing to do with her divorcing me but her divorcing the family. The same time she disconnected from me, she disconnected from her children, and that the children do not deserve this and I will not tolerate it. Lastly, I told her once the D is finalized, that's it. She might still have a chance, but I will not be her plan B. I am a good man, a pretty good husband, and a damn good father. That if she can't learn to value and appreciate me, there are plenty of women in the world that can value and appreciate a man like me. And most women would count themselves lucky to have a man that always stood by and supported their woman. Will of course keep everything updated, but that was my Sunday. And you know what, it felt good, damn good. Especially seeing those tears forming in her eyes. Think I actually broke through the fog some. Not that I count on it lasting. I feel good about myself though, and we'll see what today brings. Going to the doctor to get myself some meds or something so I can sleep better, starting to run ragged. Would like to get a temp script for some antidepressants or mood balancers as well, but don't want the mental health to check up on the file as I progress into Law Enforcement Academy. Firstly, she is tired of me reflecting her. You know, monotone even when I get riled. I have been barely raising my voice. She said what equated to it feels like you don't love me anymore, which she gave me a chance to respond to. Told her you wanted to divorce me. At I accept your decision even if it isn't what I want. But in order to accept it, I need to emotionally distance myself from you. I am pretty happy inside, but I am tired of writing my emotions for you. She looked pretty upset and contemplative about that. She finally addressed a few things I have been doing wrong as well. All minor stuff, but it was of the nature that explains her disconnect, which gave me the opportunity, considering she started the line to talk about how for 3 years I have been begging for just this, for her to open up and confront me. She also opened up about I am not choosing the easy way, giving me the chance to say yes but no. The easiest way is to stay married with nothing unchanged on either side, but I don't want that either. The true hard way is to finally work on we and stay married. I have my issues, but you are the one who wants a divorce. You are also the one who emotionally disconnects before someone has a chance to hurt you and avoids conflict at all cost. The key elements that led to our divorce. She gave a slight nod then. Body language agreement. Somewhere during it all we talked about the kids. She brought up about how I am saying she doesn't love the kids, which I never said but may have implied. She was upset that when I picked her up from work, I said I am taking the kids to go bowling tonight, you can come if you like. I know not the best way to word it, but my 6-year-old has been wanting to go bowling for about 9 months now. I have been trying to get the family to go, but we never went because she never wanted to go, and I was tired of my son not being able to bowl because mommy just didn't feel like it. And I took the time to explain not just in my eyes but the kids' actions show they feel like mom disconnected from them when she disconnected from me. That they feel like my mommy is divorcing the family, not me. This comes both from observing their behaviors around them and from talking with them about their feelings. Yes, I reassure them mommy loves them, but questions I can't answer or could only answer in a poisoning way, I let them know I don't have an answer to that. Well, yesterday my emotions thought a roller coaster would be great. Not sure why, but I was up and down, all down. By the time she got off work was just absolutely exhausted. The evening went well. Grocery store was closed, so we all went out to eat. Noticed a lot of slips in her language last night. Not sure if it was intentional or not. Talk of keeping the joint account when I go back to the States. Lots of we and us from her. I never called her on it. She also gave me my better husband list. It was short and was very positive heavy. Work still stressing her out a lot. Been doing a better job of just listening. Feels like she is holding back on the big D now. Mind you, I slip up, I am sure it will be right back in force. But definitely feels like she has kept her heart open to any changes I have made and am continuing to make. Again, not making the changes just for her. I do hope she notices, don't get me wrong, and hope to stay married to her, but the changes are for me. With everything going on, I know in 10 years I will be able to look my son or daughter in the eye and tell them, yes, I did my best. I tried, both in the wrong ways via old me and the new ways via better me. My best. That's all I can tell you, kid, but know your father never gave up. So, all in all, the evening actually went pretty well, and still don't know why I decided to ride the emotional roller coaster yesterday. So far today has been pretty well. She has done a great job of opening up to me lately and have been feeling sparks lately. But I still think she is living in the what if I was single fog. Yes, she had an emotional, possibly a physical affair, but for her it really is the choked in family feeling. The real affair isn't with another he was just a tool. The real affair is for her sense of loss of freedom. We got together when we were 20, married shortly after 21, and pregnant shortly after married. Her military career has hit a dead end, too many bad commands back to back. Her self-esteem has gotten better since being with me, but she is still too nice and too afraid to hurt people. Finances aren't as good as they could be, so we don't get to do as much as we want to do. Usually have to dig us a small hole to do something truly fun. Date nights were slim to none, though she has expressed interest in going out, just me and her. Male friends I don't mind her having, but obviously I want to know them and know they respect me and my marriage. She is a beautiful woman, honestly, and most of her male coworkers don't respect me. Her female coworkers for the most part are either A, commitment-fearing, male bad-mouthers, or single, and some married women that have no respect for marriage. In general, with the problems we were having on our own, added in with an extremely toxic environment that due to being military there is no way out of. She has to find something she can control for all her misery. Waves hand, my family, myself and my 2 wonderful children, got to be the source of the turmoil. It is that responsibility-free life that is calling her, and quite honestly, she can never have that again. Even if she divorces me and divorces the kids, she is going to have to deal with responsibilities. She will help me pay for their care even if she is not in their lives. Been showing tough love there and forcing her to live up to the responsibilities of her choices. True freedom has nothing to do with the number of choices offered, but owning the consequences of the choices made. I think that is starting to dawn on her. Not there yet, but it is. I asked her to go to counseling as my friend and the mother of my children. Not in an effort to save our marriage, but an effort to save our friendship and to ensure we don't become bitter people that use the children as weapons. She said she would think about it. She told me she isn't sure when she is going to file for divorce, that she is putting a lot of thought into not doing it. That was her just telling me. And talked about some other non-essential stuff, but stuff that has been going on. Spent a good hour just chit-chatting. Apparently my setback about her being selfish and just needing someone to blame hit home on some level. I still don't think she is taking the blame herself for the things she did, not the things I did. But maybe it was the tough love she needed. If so, her friend helped with that unknowingly. Thank God for friends having an emotional breakdown of the sort that forces WS to face everything the LS just told them. In other news, I am getting confirming reports that OM is completely gone and has been since she told me divorce. I am not pretty sure the guy was being used as a tool. I am beginning to actually believe her. Nothing physical happened. She just needed me as crazy as possible to make things easier for her. Not to mention he has tried manipulating situations to get time with her again. They work in the same command. Quitting isn't an option in the military, and the looks of disgust she has given and used when talking about it. Not directed at me. Make the looks and tone of voice used on me the past few months seem loving and caring. We are actually making lots of plans to get out together. A lot of it started by her. I am nowhere near thinking my marriage is saved, and I am not getting my hopes up. Expect the worst, hope for the best, that way you are never disappointed. But things are looking bright. Mini update. First, we did the separation paperwork. Then there was the 2 hours supposed to be talk that turned into a lecture about her acting selfish emotionally. and 30 minutes where I forced her to confront me instead of running off to talk to someone else. Honestly, I think that is what saved the 2-hour talk. I made her take her frustration out on me. No, I did not physically restrain her after our talk. She went to the bedroom to change, talking how she needs to get out. I just closed the bedroom door and stood in front of it. All she would have had to do was try to open the door and I would have moved. Instead, she let her anger out at me and it felt good. Then the 30 minutes of my sins of the father. Very emotionally abusive man who has made me believe I can do nothing but F things up. After that we watched The Dark Knight together on the couch. The kids came out and joined us. Then went to the theater, watched Beastly. Pretty decent movie though the conflict moment was underdeveloped. Came home, handed her a letter that I had been working on earlier that day. Talked about said letter. Again, mostly me. I am a wordy person in case you all haven't noticed. Started to turn into a lecture, so I stopped myself. Went to the bedroom, got myself unverbally dominating, came back out and chatted some about the events of the day and some about other stuff. Then went to bed. There was nothing zen about my Easter Sunday though. I am still unsure how much it hurt or helped things. I know minus the sins of my father thing, it made me feel better. It was all stuff I needed to unload. I didn't let her emotionally victimize me. In fact, the letter was about if you keep thinking of me as just the bad guy. I am going to start being the bad guy. Right now, I am the good guy and you are trying to portray me as the bad guy, but you know what? I can make it easy for you. I can be the bad guy because if I am going to get credit for being the bad guy, then I am going to do it with style. Yes, obviously I still have unresolved issues about things that happened Sunday. Yesterday went well. Downloaded some little casual games for her to play. I had talked to my father-in-law earlier in the day, shared with her what he had to say that wasn't private man to man. Not that I could share those things as if she brought it up to him. He would deny it to her. Obviously she is his daughter. She talked more about the not going out next month on the weekends. The way things were worded, it sounded like she knew she was being unfair to me and the kids and seeking happiness outside of the family. Not going to confront her on it, but she suggested us go out to one of the beaches for Memorial Day weekend, possibly stay in a hotel for a night or two and just get away from the base. Of course, I complied as it gives me a chance to highlight positive me. Counseling first session is today at 5 p.m. after she gets off work. That's right, she agreed to it and I moved fast like a viper before she could back down. It is still under the pretense of communication, so kind of tricked her into going. Don't get me wrong, communication is something we need to work on either way, as even if we do divorce, which hasn't been as concrete for her recently, she will still be in my life due to my 2 wonderful children. I am hoping though that with some joint counseling she will be willing to seek individual counseling and we can move together as a couple. Not counting on it at all, but a man is allowed to hope. As for me and individual counseling, I have my misses and demons, but I really need the joint stuff on how to communicate better, how to listen better, and most importantly how to express myself better. I know I seem like I do such a good job here, but I really do come off in person as a judgmental ass, and that has to be hard for my spouse. First counseling session went about as well can be expected. I wasn't expecting a sudden change of heart, but she finally started being honest, not only with me but with herself. She admitted she checked out 3 years ago and hasn't done anything to check back in. Admitted that she feels like it is too late. I was able to finally express my feelings and with help her hear my feelings. Granted, it's not everything, still a lot to work through, but it's a start. She later admitted that night that each day a little more she is thinking divorce isn't the answer. She is still more on the divorce side and has a long way to go, but she admitted that day by day I am changing her mind. So, whether we get a divorce or not, we are finally working on our issues. She has promised to keep an open heart in regard to me, and this past month she has. I don't say that because of her words, but because of her actions. Had a minor flare-up last night after the session. My boy had described he wanted to ask mommy questions but was scared. I couldn't answer the questions for him and I refused to ask them for him. In him not around. Right now he has a very large fear that if he makes mommy unhappy that she is going to quit loving him as well. So, I had him sit next to me and talk to mommy, told him before the conversation if he is worried, he can whisper in my ear, and I will ask the questions for him. Well, he started to talk and then got scared, so I told him that I was there for him and would protect him. Wife initially reacted badly after he left, saying I was blaming her for our children being messed up and was very aggressive and hostile, justifying her choices. I told her that I handled this to the best of my ability, that our children were hurting and I was giving her the chance to help ease the pain. If she keeps making me a bad guy when I am not being one, I will start acting like one. She then calmed down and told me it was that line that upset her. We then talked really quick about the whole it's all her fault. I calmly and lovingly told her, yes, our kids are messed up right now. Did you think this wasn't going to affect them? She replied, no, I had nothing to do with wanting a divorce, separating. You wanted it. You are the one who emotionally detached, not me, so yes, it is your fault. I didn't blame you. A few minutes ago you felt like I did because you feel guilt over it. Because quite honestly, we both know in this particular case, yes, It is you that is causing the disturbance. If you prefer, I can quit sharing with you what the kids are telling me they feel about you. I do not want to because they will grow to resent you." She told me back in a nice tone that she understood, and she agreed that despite that one line I couldn't have handled it better. The legal separation paperwork is all finished. Just waiting on the final draft now, and then we'll have my legal aid go over it one last time with me. We have not begun working on the moral conduct of the separation though, as she does not have an answer to my question yet. The question being, now that you are finally being who you feel you are openly and honestly, are you going to give your family, me and the kids, an honest chance? I realize for 3 years she has been unhappy and I have caused her a lot of pain. I also know for 3 years I was trying to get her to open up to me, and if she would have, a lot of this would be negated. I can't rewind time though, so I have to worry about the now. Now that she is ready to be open and honest with herself and others. Now that she is opening her heart to me, I really do feel there is a chance for us as long as she stays honest. But she has to make that conscious decision to give love another shot. If she is unwilling to make that decision, then as soon as I get back to the States I will begin moving on. Not saying going to date immediately, but I'm saying I am going to start preparing myself to get on proverbial market, and most likely will be dating within a year. Just realized last night my tank is on empty and it's painful to be parked right in front of the gas station, so to speak. Every day I am getting closer and closer to ultimatum day. I don't mean it as an ultimatum, but I know that is how it will be taken. The more and more she opens up and talks about what is going on with her, the more I think, what a crock. The only thing that has been holding me back is the kids, and only then, because once I leave here it will be a long time before they see their mother again. Yes, she is treating me with more respect, yes, she is treating me with more love, even if she doesn't realize it's that. But she still isn't committed to trying something new in our relationship. I was unhappy with the status quo as well. We have an honest chance to change the dynamic of our relationship, and if she isn't going to take that chance, then I should kick her out. It's the whole I haven't been happy. I am working on a better me, and the first thing I am going to do is the same thing I have always done: run from challenge and hardship in my life. She has an answer, read, justification for everything. Well, I am working on me, for me, my kids, and yes, to an extent her. When is she going to work on herself like she says she needs to? Why the hell does she need a divorce if she just needs to refine herself? It all comes out hollow, if you know what I mean. Do I think it's because of another man? No, I can honestly say I don't. I do honestly believe she is in a messed up place right now with her emotions and mindset. She got lost in being the perfect mother, perfect wife, and quit being herself, yes, but how about she tries putting some freaking energy into her relationship and see how things go? Try actually listening to the things that really drive me crazy and acting upon them. Do more than just run away. I know I can't force her to do any of that, but I can stop enabling her spiral, as painful as it would be, by putting my foot down. Not sure what I will do yet. Like I said, the amount of time the children will be away from their mother complicates things some, because I am a good father and know it is going to be hard for them to not be around mommy for that long of a time. I am willing to make that sacrifice of pain for them, but I am getting to the point I can't bear that cross anymore, and if I get to the point where I can't, it will be the children that suffer the most, and they are innocent in all this. My comment. Part 2. The ending of the affair with Batman coming soon. Sub and bell, and it will be uploaded as soon as